Incluso las figuras no son como que estrellitas, ¿no?
Exactamente, no son superestrellas.
Claro.
Son figuras, pero no
Sí, la estrella de la figura es Guardiola. Just mic check. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 1 2. Mic test 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing the mic.
Oh, bloody
Ooh,
hell, that is
let's
loud.
turn this down a little bit. It's all
All
right.
right, you almost blew my ears off.
Let me see. Do I have my turn back here? Yeah. Talk to me.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Trey, can you hear me? I won't
Yeah.
be on your ear very much.
Okay, no worries. And it seems like I have no control over your voice, so just don't yell into the mic. That's
Yeah, I don't have any control of your voice either.
All right. Gary here will.
all. No, right now you sound perfect. Yeah,
Right now, it's very, very
it's sultry.
sultry.
Yeah, it's like
Welcome into
jazz
Miami's
radio
Yeah.
voice. Next, here's some Coltrane.
All right. You happy with
What's that?
Mike's will be muted until.
Yeah, palms. Mhm.
En Argentina no hay palmas, ¿no? Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 1 2. We are at Into Miami Stadium alongside Kill and Kyle. I'm Andres Cordero.
Love it, Trey. Love it.
Sí, la gente, tú lo vas a entender perfecto porque todo el mundo culpa a la defensa que si Peque
Inter Miami CF has 2 new team members they hope will help take them to the next level. Phil Neville, the team's new head coach, and Chris Henderson is now the club's chief soccer officer and sporting director.
We start a new chapter in Inter Miami this year, and there's new pieces coming in, and everyone has to be ready for the hard work and the challenges behind it.
And it's Miami in front. It's all class. Buried it for the equalizer. Hello and welcome into Inter Miami CF Stadium. I am Andres Cordero alongside Inter Miami sideline reporter and former Canada international Kaylin Kyle. Kaylin, I missed this place.
I missed it, but you left a couple of things off the script that I wrote in there about me, one of my favorite people to work with. I mean, the life of the party.
Right.
I'll let it go this time, but it's delightful to be back today.
I'm going to ad-lib a little bit,
Yeah.
but you are one of my favorite people to work with. We miss all of you. We're looking forward to this new season getting underway. And we're here today because the official La Palma jersey has been unveiled, the alternate kit for Inter Miami this season. It looks great on you. It looks excellent. On me, it looks very good until you see the players walk by and then they're wearing it.
And then you're second guessing, what was I doing during lockdown? I should have been training a little bit more and getting myself ready for season.
You bet. We've got a bunch of great guests for the show today. We're going to talk to Leandro Gonzalez-Pires. We're going to talk to the new manager of Inter Miami, Phil Neville. But we're going to begin with one of my favorite people within the club. We're joined by Mike Ridley, the VP of Marketing, who is over there speaking with Leandro Gonzalez-Pires. So if we can get Mike's attention somehow.
Cue Mike.
This is supposed to be like the Tonight Show, where like a band starts playing as he's walking on set.
Cue Mike.
Instead-
Mike. He's in depth conversation right now. Oh, he's finally spotted us
He's
here.
just spotted us.
Welcome.
Good.
Just pull your little mic down. It's okay. There we go.
This man has one of the most impressive shirt collections you'll find anywhere, maybe the most impressive in all of the southeastern United States. And now you have a new one to add to the collection.
I do. This is 373 right here. La Palma is here. It's this one is exceptional. It's a very personal one because we've been involved in the process of it, obviously, and that makes it much more, even more close to the heart as any jersey is, because it's the best way to identify with the team, And so it's a pleasure to be able to work on things like this.
So tell us a little bit behind the jersey. Is there any hidden messages that we need to know about? Because this is the first time I'm seeing it. It's the first time Dre's seeing it. We get to actually wear the jersey. I think we were dying to get them last season.
Like
we
a
never
secret
did.
society kind of thing, like
It
the
is.
Illuminati thing, secret. You're saying secrets behind the shirt.
Yeah, there's got to be some secrets. There's always secrets behind a jersey. We had some playing.
Well, there we go. So now the thing is, as a club, we tend to like very clean look jerseys, right? So that's where we start off, and then working with the Adidas global team in MLS, we really looked for what's that hook, what's that overarching story. And this year we wanted to focus on being native to South Florida because we are South Florida's team, and so we chose the Royal Palm, which is embossed on the jersey, as you can see, because not only is it native to South Florida, and we all associate the Royal Palms with South Florida, but when you look into the symbolism, victory, unity, triumph, all things from the club that are important to the DNA of the club. So that's the overarching story. And then working with Adidas and the MLS again, and various members of the internal design team, it's a question of the details, which then take the jersey to a unique level. So the jock tag here, we've pulled the herons out of the hero logo, because that's representing Unidad, which is a core belief of the club here. And then if you look on the neck tag, you've got the Biscayne blue. Now, this is a color we don't use that often.
This is the hidden stuff I'm talking about, Dre. You wouldn't have known that.
No, but the idea is you put it on, the Biscayne blue is there. Not only does the blue see, but also it's the connective tissue between our inaugural season Rosa Negra jersey and the home jersey that rolls into this year, which both have the connective tissue here with the blue. And then at the back, we have freedom to dream, which is the ethos and DNA of the club. And when you think of our supporters, when you think of the members of staff who have been there from the beginning or even before the club and ownership, it's their freedom to dream that made this club possible. So we wanted to reflect that on the jersey. So that's a really, really key message. And I really like on the back as well with the numbers and stuff. So those are the little details. But what also is so important about this jersey is we recognize it's the hero on the field, it's the hero off the field. It's what our fans identify with. So this jersey is influencing our entire graphical look and feel that's been developed by the creative team. So you will have seen that on the assets. We started to tease it. And now the whole look and feel in the Inter Miami world this year will be inspired by La Palma.
This is not just a jersey unveiling. I've seen season ticket members walking around. I've seen quite a few people around the stadium today. So what is this whole day? What are What are we doing here, Mike?
Well, celebrating. I'm hanging out with you guys because that's fun. No, so when we think about how to unrelease the jersey, we're speaking with Chris Allen, Alyssa, Ted, Vince, John from the team, and we were looking. And one of the things Chris said was, we've had a lack of access. How do we give those moments to bring people in? And we have this beautiful stadium, so the concept is almost like you've signed for the club. So you come in, you pick up your jersey, you go onto the field. There's the crossbar challenge, which I'm not going
Have
to
you taken?
attend.
I was going to ask. Have you partaken in it?
Well, we had a staff game at Christmas on here, and I pulled my hamstring about 2 minutes in. So, I think those days are behind me, but I'll pretend that I did. So the idea is you come in, you get to pre-order your jersey, you go do the crossbar challenge, you actually get to go into the locker room, into the press booth, and you come up and round into the Northwest Club. And the idea is if you have signed for the club, this is your jersey, and particular mention to the team that found that insight. And people seem to be like really excited by it. So, the jersey is not a jersey. It is your club, and we want people to experience that.
I think too, like even coming into the stadium, I don't know about you, Dre, but I just felt the buzz and the electric that this stadium holds. And I think that comes from, the ownership making this all about being part of a family. I feel part of a family, and especially having season ticket holders here today. Like you said, almost like they're signing for the team. So I'm definitely going on the pitch after. I'm gonna go on my heels. I'm gonna try this crossbar challenge. I don't care if they try to kick me off. I'm doing it.
The groundsman. Well, I thought I'd signed the club at Taiwan number 3, but apparently I've still got a bit of work to do to get noticed. But it's fantastic. Shout out when you say the family, La Familia, that Chris Allen looks after those supporters clubs, and they've been a huge part of it, and they're here, enjoying this experience too as our season ticket members. And I think it's just a nice way because we've all been robbed of football a little bit recently, and so maybe your football will be here, and we can get excited about it.
It's such a subtle sort of detail of the palm on the shirts, and I'm not sure if it comes across on camera, but certainly when you see it in person, what's the thinking behind it? The sort of subtlety of the design.
Well, the thing is this is called an emboss, where they actually they press it on, and this is an Adidas recommendation because you want to give the jerseys, as clean as they are, a bit of texture as well to give that depth and that detail. And there is the subtleness of it is the subtleness of what the palm tree represents, and that's what we're leaning into. Because at first level, you're like, oh, palm tree, South Florida, royal palm. But the subtleness of the emboss is representative of the subtleness of the message, and the idea is by looking deeper into it, you'll find a deeper message of unity, triumph, victory, and these other elements that palm trees, royal palms represent. So that's we really do think this through. I promise you.
That turned out to be a way better question than when I formulated it in my mind.
Yeah.
Thank you for that response.
You're very welcome. I love jerseys. I have Kalen's jersey. So, yeah, I do.
I didn't want to say it. It's your favorite jersey, other than this jersey, correct?
Today it's my second favorite because this one is here, obviously.
So I'll take that answer today. I will say one thing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you guys go a little bit darker with the pink this year?
Yeah, so what we have done is this actually matches the 1895 C Pantone, and it gives the contrast. It is a little darker. Some of that it's a lesson learned because the contrast of you wasn't quite right last year when you go on camera. And so you'll see that darker shade. You'll see it in the training gear that comes, the half zips out. It's this deeper pink, which is actually the exact match to the club. And that's some of the things you learn as you go through launching a brand is how the colors react in some areas. So that deeper pink is really, I think you can definitely see the Rosa Negra coming through here. And then this Biscayne blue is this touch that you'll see very subtle touches of the graphics coming.
What's the reception been like? Just announced this morning, 10 a.m. So what's the sort of initial feedback?
Well, Reddit was very positive. There was a mafia after this jersey. But actually, we did pre-sales too. And we got an unbelievable amount of pre-sales without people seeing the jersey. Obviously, there were leaks. We didn't confirm it. I think the team had done a terrific job of teasing enough of it so you had a sense. So that's been really, really positive. I mean, in terms of, we broke last year's pre-orders in the team store.
Nice.
So, that's a good thing. I think we can all take that as a positive. So I'm excited about it. I love it. I'm going to be wearing it as much as possible. And I'm just hoping that we can go do the crossbar challenge.
Are we going to put like a bet on this crossbar? Are you in on this crossbar challenge?
Okay. If you're in heels.
I got my wedges on. So the groundskeeper can't even kick me off because technically they're a flat surface. So I'm in.
Same.
Let's do a sign Thursday. If I win, you get my signed jersey. If you win, I get yours.
Done.
The other way around. So, okay.
in.
All right.
I'm in
I
on
love
this.
it. You get to judge. Yeah.
Brilliant. And with that, I think we're going to take our first break. So we're going to step aside for a quick timeout, and we'll be back with more. Mike Ridley, VP of Marketing, thanks so much for your insight on the shirt. It's fascinating, and there are secrets to the shirt.
Thank you so much.
It's always secrets.
All right. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. When we come back, we'll talk with Phil Neville. We'll talk with Leandro Gonzalez Pires. Plenty more to come. Stick around.
cheese coat is so extra.
Extra cheesy, extra tangy, extra fierce.
Cheese on cheese.
Hey, how do I look?
Delicious.
New extra cheesy Cheez-It.
Crisis doesn't build character, it reveals it. So to all those who continue to take such good care of us, thank you.
Keep caring, live healthy, stay strong. Baptist Health. When you need us, we're ready to continue caring for you.
Welcome back. We are at Inter Miami CF Stadium alongside Keelan Kyle. I'm Andres Cordero. It's been a special day for season ticket members who have come to the stadium today, who have had a chance to buy the new La Palma jersey, which has just been unveiled earlier this morning. We just spoke to VP of Marketing Mike Ridley. We're going to now welcome in our next guest, which is none other than the new manager of Inter Miami, Phil Neville.
How you doing? Are you okay?
I'm excellent, actually, because I'm finally getting a chance to speak to you. And I've been dying to pick your brain because I saw the work you did on the Coaches' Voices, in which you actually got quite open about tactics. And the sense that I took away from that, and I'm trying to lean straight into this
You're
stuff.
going right in.
Straight
You were
in.
putting him on the spot.
I thought you was going to say hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Are you enjoying Florida? Are you
that's-
enjoying the weather?
I said I've been excited to talk to you, so I'm going to shoot my shot. You seem to genuinely enjoy talking about tactics, talking about football. It really is refreshing. What is that passion? How are you keeping that up?
Well, it is a passion. I'm obsessed with it. I have been. When I was a player, I was like 23. I started to do my coaching license, which is unheard of. It's not like concentrate on your career. When your career finishes, you go into coaching. So I am obsessed with it. I'm looking forward to implementing my playing philosophy on Inter Miami. I hope that the people. I've just been speaking to the supporters groups downstairs and saying about the team needs a clear identity. And when they come to this stadium, they know exactly what they're going to see and what they're going to enjoy watching. I think we had a lot of disappointments last year, but this season I think it's going to be a special one.
Okay, I'm going to start with the lighter questions, okay? Excuse my colleague. First off, how are you? Are you enjoying Florida? How's the weather? I know you're coming from rainy England.
It's not always rainy.
Sometimes it's sunny, but most of the time it is. I'm here in England, so I'm
Yeah.
used to rainy weather. But how are you enjoying it?
It's fantastic. I think I came a month ago. I stayed here for a period, and then I had to go for my visa, which was difficult being away from the place. I never wanted to leave. Once you come here, you never want to leave. So I came back earlier in the week. The players have been absolutely fantastic. The welcoming from people inside the club. When you go into that facility over there, it is a magnificent facility. The thing that hits you more than anything is how friendly, how nice, how professional people are, and they've helped me settle in so quickly. And yes, I've got my family back in England at this moment in time, but I think it's going to be a special journey.
I'm asking another question.
Go on.
Okay, I'm going straight in. Obviously, you're coming from the England women's national team. Obviously, as a former player, I was jealous that you were the head coach there and not for us, if I'm being completely honest. But what's going to be the biggest difference? Obviously, managing 23 women as opposed to 23 men. I'm putting you on the hot seat.
Well, I think from a football point of view, I don't think there's much difference. I think, and when I got the job with the England women's team, people said, are you be able to coach female footballers? And I said, well, do you know what? When you go on the training field, the principles, the style, the systems are the same. And I think that's where I think we're in a better place now in terms of sort of like the equality between men's and women's football. I think there's much more respect. I think that's been brought up because I think the product on the field has been fantastic. There's some outstanding female footballers and great women's teams. But ultimately, when I coach the men, I coach the same for the women. I think ultimately there are men out women, and you do have to deal with men differently than women. There are things in women's football that you have to you have to take into consideration when you're training, when you're playing, when you're planning, when you're speaking to them. But that's no different than coaching an academy team or a disabled team. I've coached a big range of teams, and you have to adapt your coaching style. But ultimately, I used to say this to the girls all the time: game of football played on the same size pitch with the same size ball, with the same outcome. It's 3 points for a win. So don't be blinded by anything that's going on around that. The objectives are the same. The fact that it's male or female doesn't change.
I'm curious about your sort of early thoughts on the squad that you step into, right? Because you're
Yeah.
joining a team that's got Gonzalo Higuain as your number 9, World Cup winner like Les Matuidi as part of your midfield. There's been some real turnover since last season. Some 15 players that were on the squad last season are no longer here. So just what are your early thoughts on the squad that you're inheriting?
Well, I think we've got a good squad. I think we've got a squad of really good individuals. I think there's still some shaping to do around the squad. We've got 2 players already, which I'm really pleased about, in Brian Shaw and Austin Gregory from Brazil. I think that gives the spine, which is the most important part of the team, a real strength and solidity. And I can see a couple more players coming in as well once we get into pre-season and once we've moved things around. But ultimately, when I see them train and I see them play, and I saw a lot last season as well, I see a team with great ability. Even last season in the disappointments, I don't think we were too far away. A couple of defeats that could have been draws or victories could have swung the other way. So ultimately, I'm really positive about the squad. Uh, and ultimately, the ownership of give us the platform, give us the tools, give us the backing to go out there and get who we want, when we want, to invest in the squad.
So you've played with some of the biggest teams in the world. You've played on the highest stage. So as a player coming in now coaching in the MLS, what is your mindset going into this season? What's your goals, expectations of the team? Obviously, with the hard first season coming into the MLS.
Well, I think when you speak when I did my interview for the job and it was really stringent interview. I think the one thing we can't hide away from the fact that David is been a friend for 20 years. David is a winner. Jorge is a winner. Jose Bassett is a winner. And ultimately, we can sit here today and say we just want to lay the foundations, we want to get the processes, and we want to stabilize. But ultimately, I think we want to win. Ultimately, we want to win. I think I'm not the type of coach that tries to play down expectations, or scared of expectations. That ultimately, I said this to the players yesterday when I met them before the training. That ultimately everything we do has to be towards winning games of football, winning MLS Cups, winning trophies, and being successful. Sometimes if you reach the moon, you might get a start. So ultimately, we've got to reach further than what we're capable of doing, and that's my job as a coach. And I don't want to sit here today and say we just want to stabilise. Yes, we want to stabilise, but we also want to win.
One not so serious question and one more serious. I love the energy that you're like stepping into the segment. So have you had your first Cuban coffee yet?
No, but do you know what I've had? Cuban sandwich. No, it's not just good. I mean, no, Jorge, we had lunch here, and he had a Cuban sandwich, the finest sandwich I've had. And my wife is the best cook of all time. She's never prepared me.
We'll just cut that out. She watch it. Cut that out. We'll edit something else in.
As you said, you had a chance to watch the team yesterday. Obviously, you had because of David Beckham's team or whatnot. It's a team that gave up a lot, unfortunately, last year, right? So I'm just interested in your football philosophy, your ideal way to sort those things out. Are they in possession, control of the game? Are they controlling the space closest to your goal? Do you prefer to be more proactive when it comes to defense? Just curious.
Yeah, well, I think one thing we need to be harder to beat. We need to have a better defensive record. So that with defensive stability comes organisation, preparation, the work we do on the training ground. But ultimately, I think if we have possession of the ball, it means that the opposition don't. If we have possession of the ball, it means that they can't score in our net. I am a coach that likes to play a certain style of football. I am a coach that likes to dominate possession. But ultimately, I want us to be the final third. I want us to dominate the final third. I want us to be really exciting to watch and be the hardest team in the MLS to beat. I want away teams to come here, and when we play football, you go to some grounds and it's horrible. It's you don't get anything. The fans boo you. I want this to be a fortress where teams don't enjoy coming to Miami.
I want to touch on just the academy. Obviously, in the offseason, they've signed 3 academy players. I know it's huge with David, having an academy where players ultimately are going to make that first team approach. Now, obviously, someone like you have the playing background, the managerial background. How do you welcome these kids, and what's your message to them in order to maybe keep a first team spot?
Well, I think what I've said to them already is that I have a commitment. My commitment is that I want a USL player on this pitch this year, and then that is something that the ownership want. It's something that I want, and I think if they're good enough, they put the right work in, they make the right impact, then there is going to be a pathway. You need a pathway as a young player, a pathway to the first team. And I think what's important for this football club is to get that first homegrown player on the pitch. And then what happens is the academy then will say, well, you know, all the work that we're doing, it means that we're doing it for something. It will inspire them. It will mean that kids from around this area, we've got such good talent, will say, I'm going to go to Inter Miami because you know what, there is a path to the first team if I'm good enough. And I think that's the commitment that I will say is that I want to get one of those young academy players on the pitch this year. They've got to be good enough. We've got to give them the right platform to perform, but we've got to get them on the pitch.
One of the really interesting things that I like about the way this team trains and operates at all the levels, youth, academy, and senior team, is they're all using the same state-of-the-art facilities. And so there's not just a path for these young players, but they can just look across and see the likes of a Gonzalez Pires, a Matuidi, an Higuain. How significant is that? Just flashing back to you being a young player, and imagine at United or anywhere else, being able to see that you're already in that milieu.
I think it's vital when you're a young person and you're seeing World Cup winners, you're seeing the best staff, you're seeing how they behave, you're seeing how they perform, you're seeing how they speak to each other. That's inspiring. And I think what it does, it means is that they say, you know, one day I want to be. We have a left and a right side of the building. I want to be on the left side of the building because that will mean I'm in the first team squad. And I think the connection, the collaboration between the whole club now has to be better for that to work. But ultimately, we are a family, and we're all one.
Before we let you go, just very quickly, you mentioned Ryan Shawcross, you mentioned Gregory. Just quick thoughts on both of those team incorporations.
Well, I think Ryan Shawcross is a fantastic leader, really good in defence, will give real stability to that and competition to the centre back. And Gregory, I think he could be something that could be one of the players we watch out for in the MLS this year.
Brilliant. I've been looking forward to speaking with Phil Neville. I finally got the chance. As you can tell from me diving straight into the tactics questions, watching more of the videos. So, thanks so much. Good luck, Coach. This upcoming season. We're all excited for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we're going to step aside for another quick break. When we come back, we'll be speaking to the new number 6, previously 26, Leandro Gonzalez Pires. Join us on right after this. Stay with us.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can tell you, but it's like to. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can tell you.
Pringles Wavy, with a big crunch and totally different flavors. They're not really Pringles. Just like that's not really Daddy.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Pringles Wavy. They're not Pringles.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
At Good Greek Moving and Storage, being a superhero isn't just a catchy slogan. We have the strength and experience to keep all of your belongings protected, whether you're moving or storing. We have the speed and manpower to handle your move anywhere on your schedule. Above all, we treat you the right way. No hidden fees or extra charges. You can trust us. Dial ** Greek right from your cell.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
La Crema really was one of the pioneers of cool climate Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. What I hope that the future holds for La Crema is that we continue to be a leader, that we continue to build on this 40-year history that we have.
There's a look inside of the store at Inter Miami CF Stadium where season ticket members are shopping for the new La Palma kit, which just dropped today. It is gorgeous. I'm wearing it. It's also very comfortable. But as I mentioned at the top of the show, it's all fun and games when you put on the official jersey until an actual player walks on set and shows you how it's supposed to look. Leandro Gonzalez Pires is with us. Thanks for joining us. It's so good to talk to you.
Hey, thank you. You look good. Yeah.
That's very kind.
See,
Trust, trust in
he
yourself.
he didn't say it looked great. It looks good.
I'll
You
take-
know,
Nah,
that's
I'll
when
take
you
good.
know.
nah,
Okay, okay.
I'll take
okay.
good.
Hey, you
Good.
look great. Look great.
No problem. We spoke with Phil. We had a chance to speak with the VP, Mike Ridley, of marketing, and they talked to us about the shirt. So I just want your first impressions on the new skin.
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, I like a lot of the texture because with the last one, the texture was more warm,
Mhm.
for play and more comfortable.
It's hot out here.
Yeah, it's very hot, and but this one is it's amazing. It's very light, and I love the palms, and I like it a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, it looks great. I
yeah.
mean, it makes me want to come out of retirement, but no one wants to see that. I want to jump straight into it. The jersey number change. Now, I will say one thing. I was number 6 my whole career. So is this
I
why
know.
you changed your jersey number? Be honest with the fans.
Okay, okay, yes, yes, yes. No, I select this number because I never used the 26 before, and this number is special for me because when I was in real play and I finished in that club, the finish it wasn't what I expect,
Mhm.
and I was 6 months without club. And when I started again, I started Tigre and I started with the number 6. And it was a big season for me, personal things. I had a great season and I have to research, and this is why it's very special. I use for the national team too in Pan American games, and
We
I
share
yeah.
that common interest. Sorry, Dre. We're just leaving you out of this conversation. Silver medalist in the 2011 Pan
Yeah.
American Games. Just want to say gold medal in that one. Anyways, go on, Dre.
The table without a medal. So last season was a little bit of a strange campaign for everyone across the league, Inter Miami particularly, and the team added pieces as the season went on. You were the first of those big pieces to join the side just before the MLS back tournament, although you debuted immediately after. It's a different situation for you now, getting a chance to be there from preseason. How do you see your role with the club? Are you now one of the sort of veteran presence on this team, or how do you see your role?
Yeah, the last season was crazy. I think more for us than the other teams because it was the first season for the club, for the history of the club, and and we need to know each other, play each other, and we couldn't. So we have a lot of players, a lot of experiments, experimental
Yep.
players, yeah, experienced players coming in the middle of the season, and this is why also it was difficult. I think starting all together and and prepare together what we expect or what we want for the league is very crucial for us. I think it's a key part for this team, and we have now a new coach, so we have new ideas, new philosophy, so we need to learn about that. But it's crucial we stay together at the beginning. So and, and we try to. I know my role is for my personality, for my style to play. It's important, but everyone is important. I think everyone needs to know. Everyone has to know everyone is important in this team. If not, it will be difficult.
I think the one thing about you that I love, or when I saw you playing, and I'm now playing here, is that leadership on the field and that presence on the field. Like you see attackers and they look up and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to dribble by this guy because A, I'm going to get slide tackled or it's going to be a big tackle." But then it's also your ball playing ability as well. So you can do both sides of it. So I guess for someone like you that has been so successful in numerous leagues, there's obviously you have your academy players, and I was just speaking to Phil about it. What is it? Obviously, a young kid coming into the locker room, you've been that kid. So, what kind of advice, or do you kind of take them under your wing a little bit to kind of make them feel a little bit more comfortable with big games?
Support them every time. I could meet them the last weeks, and my role on them is try to learn. They need to learn about the game. I try to explain them about the concepts, about the movements, and I try to support them when they miss a pass or whatever because they can. It's the probabilities they miss. So, but we need to work on them like they don't run down. We need to try they have confidence in themselves. I think it's very important because they are in the field because they have qualities. My role and the principal role and the guys try to reinforce that ability they
¿Cómo
have.
están? ¿Todos bien?
Todo bien.
Qué bueno.
Important for role for me.
So we can give someone give people a sense of how things go in training. I love the behind the scenes things, the day to day that people don't get a chance to see. So whenever I speak with them, I like to ask, who's most likely to nutmeg you in training?
Who is the most what?
Likely to nutmeg you. Caño.
También in Spanish.
¿Quién da un poco de miedo de que te puedan hacer un caño en entrenamiento?
Ah,
O sea, most likely to.
yeah,
the
the
club.
most quality player. I
Which,
think
for
they,
example?
well, Makun.
Really?
Yeah, you
Really?
will surprise that Makun is
I'm glad I asked.
very naked.
I
Interesting.
love
Yeah,
it.
he trains all the times, every train.
Huh.
Yeah, he made 100%. He likes to do that
I
when
love
we play
it.
when we play in the small sizes. Yeah, he's good with he has a good technique and he's very good with the ball. He's one of him. You need to be careful, you know.
Did not
If you
expect
play, yeah, he's
Okay,
not
but
expected, but he's one of the most make it did in the train.
okay, I want to put you on the hot spot now because I never know you were throwing that curveball out, which I loved it. Okay, floor side. Now, as a player, it's one of the worst when you're doing like the 4v4 tournament in training, and you get someone on your team that is a little bit lazier when it comes to training sessions. So, who would be your ideal floor side team for Inter Miami, including yourself? So, who's your three?
Well, I put myself.
No, of course, of course.
I take John in the goal.
Okay, you don't need a goalkeeper. I need outfield players.
No, but I need the goalkeeper.
He
Okay,
wants
okay,
to
okay.
Otherwise, they'll put him in goal. 'Cause I've heard this back.
That is true. That is true.
I choose me, Fede Wayne.
Okay.
I put Fede in my team because I think he's very smart and he's very technical
Yeah.
and he's always one step forward to the other. For the creation of possession, he's very important. I'll choose Christian Macron.
Okay.
Yeah, because we need another defender. He's good with the ball and we keep playing in that position game. And I put in the front Pipa.
Pipa wins. So you got both
Winning
Higuain.
goals.
We weren't
Like-
selected for this team.
Well, yeah, I definitely would not be.
Wow.
Also, who plays five aside? So he named his five. You asked him for four. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
but 4v4s in training. Oh, I guess we get okay. Five. Don't call me out.
He-
Don't call me out, guys. Come on
That's
now.
good job.
5v5s. I said 5v5s, right?
Yeah, you did. So now that you're in a good mood, I can ask you, what happened defensively last year? Because this is a team that gave up way more goals than I think they should have, considering the quality that they had across that backline with yourself, with Nico Figal. What needs to be different about this year, the way you approach defending for Inter Miami?
Yeah, I need the principal thing for us last year. It wasn't the bad system defensively. I think it was about the mistakes. I think we did a lot of mistakes or personal mistakes, like those derivation goals. You know, so I think if we avoid the mistakes with the ball, with the pass, or like for a run or follow the diagonal, like the simple things, I think we will be a lot of better. I think personally we did a good work defensively, but with mistakes. And I think we need to focus on that. And we need to work on that a lot to avoid the mistakes. If we avoid them, we will be good.
Do you set personal goals for yourself at the start of the season, like individual objectives that you want to meet, and would you share those with us?
Yeah, the principle is try to the MLS. Always when I start every single season, and I put on my head the titles, trophies. Whatever we play, I don't know if we play the Open Cup this year, but the Open Cup is the goals too are important trophy for us, for the club, for the team. And personally, my my principal thing is, of course, after the titles is try to help my team. So if I help my team and we get the result, it doesn't matter if I play good or bad. So the important for me is the team, and the important for me is the final result. So if we push all together for the result, we have a good players, we have a great coaching staff, we have a great people manage the team and the club, and I think we have everything to win the league. So we need to trust in ourselves, and we need to work hard to get.
Can I okay, so I wanna I allowed to jump in? Thank you, guys. I wanna ask you about the obviously coaching change. So new coach coming in, Phil, what's your initial thoughts of him? He's sitting straight over there, so just be careful what you say.
I know he's around. He was good. We have a meeting, and personally, he looks a great person. Open. How it says, he's open to talk. Uh, he's great. He likes to work a lot. He likes to run a lot, like a lot that. But I have to do that. But I have a big positive things about him. Honestly, I wish we can work together and try to get the results we want, and we will be happy.
You're from Argentina. You Argentines on the team. There's Pipa and the youngsters like Avanza and Pellegrini. What stands out to me always in Argentine football, apart from the quality, is fans in Argentina experience the game differently. I think from anywhere else I've ever seen. There's an intensity to the passion that I don't see replicated anywhere. You've seen fans who weren't allowed to stand playing their drums outside of the stadium during a live game, out in the corner, wherever they can get in. So, what's your experience been like with the Inter Miami fan base?
Yeah, it's similar. Honestly, I like that. I like because they are very active. They follow us from everywhere we were or we went, uh, and we love that. We love that because when you give the 100% and you have them in the back, you have always something. And I think they will be very important for us this season because in the last season we couldn't play with them the last few games, and in most of them we win. So we won. They will be very important. So we need them, and they know they have to know that because they are important for us, and we need in the back.
Leandro, thank you so much for your time, for chatting with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you all for watching. We've officially launched the Miami second kit, La Palma. Go and get yours today. Big thanks to Mike Ridley, who joined us in the first segment, to Phil Neville, the new coach. I've been really excited to speak with him, and just a joy to talk to you, Leandro. Thanks for your time. For Kayla and Kyle, I'm Andres Cordero. We are part of the Inter Miami broadcast team, and we cannot wait for the season to get underway.